It was a cold winter evening in a quiet neighborhood in New York. The snow gently blanketed the streets, muffling the sounds of the bustling city. Inside a small, dimly lit house, the Thompson family huddled together in their living room. Sarah Thompson, a single mother of two, was holding her youngest child, Lily, while her son, Michael, sat beside her, trying to stay warm under a thin blanket. The fireplace was empty, the house was cold, and the family had been struggling to make ends meet. Sarah had recently lost her job due to company layoffs and was barely keeping up with rent and basic necessities. Despite her struggles, she remained hopeful, always reminding her children that things would get better. Michael, a bright and curious 10-year-old, often helped his mom by doing small chores and taking care of Lily. One evening, while Sarah was asleep, Michael decided to write a letter to someone he believed could help. In shaky handwriting, Michael wrote, "Dear Mr. Trump, my mom is my hero. She works so hard for me and my little sister, but I see her crying sometimes when she thinks we're asleep. We don't have a lot, but she always tells us to dream big. I just want her to smile again. Please, if you can, help her." Michael folded the letter and slipped it into an envelope, addressing it to Donald Trump's office. He walked to the postbox the next morning, his small hands trembling in the cold, and dropped it in. Weeks later, in his New York office, Donald Trump was reviewing letters sent to him by the public. Most were requests or thank you notes, but Michael's letter stood out. Trump read it twice, struck by the raw emotion and honesty in the boy's words. He placed the letter down and leaned back in his chair, thinking deeply. "Find this family," he instructed his assistant. "I need to meet them." The search didn't take long. Trump's team located the Thompsons, and Trump insisted on visiting them personally. "This isn't about publicity," he said. "It's about helping a family in need." A few days later, a black SUV pulled up outside the Thompsons' modest home. Sarah peeked out the window, her eyes widening in disbelief. Standing at her door was Donald Trump, holding a large box wrapped in festive paper. "Good evening, Mrs. Thompson," Trump said with a warm smile. "I'm here because your son wrote me a letter, and I couldn't ignore it." Sarah, speechless, invited him inside. As Trump entered, he noticed the modest decorations, the worn-out furniture, and the bare kitchen shelves. He sat down with the family, listening intently as Sarah shared their story, her dreams for her children, the hardships they'd faced, and her determination to provide for them despite the odds. Trump, visibly moved, assured Sarah that help was on the way. "You've done so much for your family, and it's time someone helps you," he said. The next day, trucks arrived at the Thompsons' home. Workers began renovating the house, installing a new fireplace, repairing the roof, and painting the walls. Trump personally oversaw the process, making sure every detail was perfect. For Michael and Lily, he arranged for their rooms to be furnished with desks, books, and toys. At the same time, Trump reached out to local businesses, securing a job for Sarah at a respected company. He also set up a scholarship fund for Michael and Lily, ensuring their education was taken care of. On Christmas morning, the Thompsons were invited to one of Trump's luxury hotels for a special holiday celebration. The grand ballroom was adorned with twinkling lights and a towering Christmas tree. Sarah and her children were seated at a beautifully decorated table, where they enjoyed a feast of turkey, mashed potatoes, and all the trimmings. Underneath the tree were gifts for Michael and Lily. Michael received a telescope, as Trump had learned about his fascination with stars. Lily squealed with joy as she unwrapped a dollhouse. But the biggest surprise came when Trump handed Sarah a sealed envelope. Inside was a check that would not only cover their immediate needs, but also allow Sarah to save for the future. "This is for you," Trump said. "Use it to build a better tomorrow for your family." Tears streamed down Sarah's face as she hugged her children tightly. "Thank you," she whispered. "You've given us hope." The story didn't end there. Trump's gesture inspired others to step up and help struggling families in their communities. Donations poured into local charities, and volunteers organized food drives and community events. The Thompsons became a symbol of resilience and the power of kindness. Months later, Sarah sent Trump a letter of her own. In it, she wrote about how her new job had allowed her to move forward and how Michael's grades had improved because he no longer had to worry about their struggles. "You didn't just change our lives," she wrote. "You gave us a reason to dream again." Trump kept the letter in his office, a reminder of the profound impact one act of kindness could have. This story is a powerful testament to the importance of compassion and the ripple effect of generosity. It reminds us that even in the toughest times, a single act of kindness can spark hope and transform lives forever.